Hey, you.
Over here, agent.
Slayer. Yo, what's up?
Hey, over here.
Hello and welcome to Ctrl Alt WoW, the podcast about virtual reality and video games. And today is Tuesday, January 14th, 2025. This is episode 817 entitled Unaccompanied Minors. I'm Aprillian and with me is...
Grand Nagus. Hi.
Hi, Grand Nagus. And we entitled this Unaccompanied Minors because I'm going to talk about running into kids in VR. Now, you don't use voice in Final Fantasy or the games that you play in?
We use voice when we do progress rating, yes, but not the way you do.
Right. You use it with people that you know.
Yes.
And people that you're aware of. So you don't, and for the most part, any communication that you encounter is typed.
Yes.
So do you have a way? Do you know if you're playing with kids or not?
No, and I don't care, basically.
Okay.
Other than, obviously, if there's content that is a little inappropriate, then I would care, obviously, but...
for the most part, it's just pixels, and so there's nothing to worry about. Okay. Because we're not typing in virtual reality, there is an open chat, and of course, we can hear the kids. And I'm appalled at some of the behavior of the kids. And I would be curious to know if their family understood what they were doing. Because as you're going to see in my segment, there's been some really bad stuff. But I guess if I had a kid and they were playing video games, it would be better for them to play flat screen games than to play virtual reality. Oh, does it bother you if I call them flat screen games?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So, how has your week been? Or your several weeks?
My several weeks have been good. Have been really good. I've been. We had the patch, the big content patch, November, I think. I still haven't done it yet. The main story of it. I don't know why it just hasn't. I just haven't seen that I have had to. It's the first time ever.
Do you have to do something to qualify for it?
No.
Okay.
You just have to go to the quest giver. It's basically the next chapter in the story, so you don't have to do anything. When you look at your MSQ bar, that's the big blue-colored bar in the upper right-hand corner by default. See that it changes from to be continued. That's when you're finished with all available MSQ story. To
MSQ is
main scenario quest, main story quest.
Sorry. Okay.
It changes to the name of next quest, and then you can click on it on the bar which is technically a button. It'll show you, it'll open the map and it'll show you where you have to go to accept the quest. So as I said, I haven't done any of that yet. What I have done is I have focused on my OCE character, Oceanic, which is OCE, and I basically have two clones of my main character. my main character itself is on NA, and I have 2 clones, so this one on EU and OCE. And as you can see, if you scroll down a little further in the show notes in my segment, I won the lottery, the housing lottery on my OC homeworld, which is Sephiroth. So I got myself a house there, and I really wanted to have a house on each of in each of the regions.
You're rich.
Right, yeah. And no, basically, since Materia is the data center's name, and since it's not as full yet, the availability of houses is pretty good. So you can, and wouldn't you know it, I checked when I decided that I wanted one, I found one last plot that is prime real estate in the Limsa Luminsa ward, and it's a beachfront property, so it's basically just on the beach, and it's got the market board and the summoning bell right next to it, so it's the best small plot that you can get in. It's plot 19. They're all numbered, so you know where to go and how to find people. So when you look at my 2 pictures of the house, the initial house, that's the default look of it. And then the second picture is the one the look that I changed it to. Because with the houses, you have to take into account that the doors and the windows are visible from the inside as well. Obviously.
Oh, yeah, so you could look and go out.
No, you can look out, but you can see the windows on the walls on the inside. But they are kind of, I don't want to call them misshapen, but they are not ideally shaped for the inside, for the wall proportions. And if you look at the top picture, you can see that they are like small and oval shaped almost. And then if you look at the bottom picture, you can see that they are like broad, wide, and square shaped. And they have a different, they are just different. And the door is lit up versus the wooden door in the top picture.
Right.
I find it more aesthetically pleasing to have square, well-defined borders, properties to the doors and the window.
What does that sign say? Or is that just
I don't know.
Decoration? Okay.
I don't. It's the Eorzean language.
Oh, okay.
It's not a. I haven't translated yet, but yeah, it's just. Well, I don't know. Maybe there's some way I can find out until next week or next time. Now I'm curious myself. I have to check the alphabet. It's probably, there's most definitely somewhere there's an alphabet.
Right, like the Klingon dictionary.
Where you get your dictionary. Yeah, exactly. So you can, what it is. No, but this is the I found it's the house walls set. You have a house, you basically have a modular design that you build up. You have like walls, you have roof, you have windows, and you have doors. That's the initial 4 mandatory minimum that you got to have a house, a complete house. So I haven't found any that have windows and doors that I like out of the default singular modules. And then you have like smokestacks. I don't know what they're called. Up on the roof you can put. You have walls.
Do you mean chimneys?
Chimneys, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
The other one is a what's it called? Train thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a smokestack can be something in a building done using industrial.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But chimney on the roof.
Right.
And you can have some. If you look at the top picture, you can see the fence is different from the bottom one. You can see that it's white and stone versus the metal fence on the bottom one. So you have basically you have the 4 mandatory ones, and then you have 4 optional additions you can have. I can't think of the other 2 at the moment, but there are 2 more optional additions that you can. And then you have the opposite, which is like what you see in the bottom picture. That is a one-piece set, a one for all that covers everything. So it has a designer feel to it, where you can choose a design. Like you can have a cafe, you can have a smith, you can have a botanist type of look for your house, stuff like that. And that comes with the 4 mandatory ones, plus all the wall, the fence and stuff that is additional, optional, if there's something to that. So on a smith, you have a addition on the outside where you have the furnace in the garden. That's kind of a extra. And you have some Far Eastern houses, or one Far Eastern set that has a bathhouse, so to speak, a kind of jacuzzi on the side of the house. So like a Far Eastern bathhouse would be, and stuff like that. They're like small things that they've combined into different sets. And this one is the set that I've chosen because it doesn't have a theme that is related to a job. My EU house has cafe walls, which are nice and good and cool. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But having a house that is related to a job makes it kind of mandatory in my eyes that you go indoors with the same theme. Right?
Yeah.
I didn't want that for this one. I just wanted it to be a private house. So that meant that I had to find a house that isn't, or a walls set that doesn't reflect job, work, right? It doesn't reflect, oh, this is what I can expect when I enter the house. So I came up with this one. And I really like the windows and the doors. They are almost perfect. In my opinion, they are, for me, kind of the best windows I've seen so far in a set. And then I created. You have to create this. You have build that wall set yourself, or you have to go and buy it on the market board, on what WoW people would call auction house. So, but I didn't want to pay 1 million gil, so I made it myself. Yeah, and inside I'm not that fast, but I have my the upstairs or the ground level. Since it's a small house, it only has 2 levels. It has the main level and it has the downstairs. Only the medium and large houses have upstairs. I mean, that's totally fine. I'm really okay with that, because eventually we are going to see sometime within the lifetime of Dawn Trail, we can expect, as Yoshi said, we can expect an addition to the system, so you can upgrade the inside of the house to a larger size. Basically, you can make the house bigger on the inside, right?
Like the TARDIS?
Like a TARDIS, exactly. Yep. You can TARDISify, so to speak, your house. Exactly. You can see I just added a third picture. You can see my downstairs room. It's a kind of...
Of course, if you're listening to this, you can .com and our show notes.
So, and you can see on the wall, you can see to the left, you can see the window that sadly isn't lit up yet because it's daytime.
Okay.
You can see it's kind of similar to the outside window from the picture above.
Mm-hmm. The curve.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I like as well, is that those 2 windows are similar, not identical. I can't get an identical one. I don't think. There's one that's closer, but that's still, I still like this one better. And yeah, so I basically thought the theme for the downstairs, for the basement, was going to be scientist, researcher. So, and since Charlian is the city of scholars in the game, I've themed the basement to in Charlian colors and furniture as much as I could. Yeah.
I'm worried about those candles, though.
Yeah, there are quite a few candles there. Yeah. Yeah, that's for for my house. I wanted to talk about, originally planned to record last week. I wanted to talk about Heavensturn, but that's almost over. So, but if we get the episode out before it's over, or before it's over, you can still get it done. It has a really nice reward this time around. It's got a little snake, a minion, and it's got food and a wall ornament. So it lasts until Thursday. The event does. So you might want to hurry up, get your characters through. It's well worth doing. I think I like the story. It's not terribly long, but the story is cute, and it always is themed around the New Year's, the Chinese New Year's, which it represents. So since we are about to enter into the year of the snake, the story is about snakes. It always reflects the respective animal that we get from Chinese New Year for the next year. And if you want to have a look at the food that you can get, I really like it. It's you can see in one of the pictures. I made a picture of the table that it's on, and the three triangle or the square buckets. That's the entire set of food that you get.
Oh.
So it's basically a 3-for-1.
It's like a little bento box.
Yeah. So, and the other 3 items are separate items. So you only get, well, you get the 3 buckets there, and then I added 3 of the Christmas mugs of the drink that the item that we with Christmas. And the coffee you can see, that's part of the one to the left, to the sausage and ham. I think that's what it is. Looks like it. Mm. So that food item has a coffee serving with it. That's why I did need to add a 4th of the Christmas mugs. So yeah, and then obviously I had to dye the table, which I like so much that you can do it. I still can't get over why WoW doesn't allow dyes. It's just so. Yeah, so I dyed the table the same color as the carpet.
Right, nicely.
Yep. Yeah, so it's just so peaceful and so nice to dabble in stuff that's totally unimportant, right? It's nothing that's challenging. It's not something where you're confrontational, where you have to fight something.
Right.
It's just you go and you craft something, and then you make your own home. Basically, you furnish your own home.
Right.
Much like you would in real life.
Before you go out to quest stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, right. It's something that and it's so relaxing, it's so Yeah. That's what I've been doing pretty much since New Year's. And if you look at the date of the lottery notice, you can see that I got my plot at 4:01 p.m.
Okay.
my time on the 31st. So perfect New Year's gift.
Oh, sorry, it threw me for a second because it's backward. I mean, the dates,
Yes, of course. What else would it be? Huh?
I don't know what I was thinking.
No. Yeah. No, but yeah, it's just that yeah, again, I've been working on that pretty much ever since. I don't have a message book yet I haven't gotten around to crafting that yet, since I need to level my crafting jobs on that character, or buy it for insanely expensive prices, and I don't want to do that because, as nice as materia is, the only okay, so I have to go on a rant here. Data center travel, very nice. Everyone can visit materia. Everyone can come to Australia, but Australians can't leave. So materia people cannot leave their own data center.
Right.
Which is stupid. So that means you only have one market on your message board, on your auction house, whatever you want to call it. Which makes it insanely expensive because there is no variety. There's no way to disperse the high prices. So if you go to NA, you have 4 data centers where you know that you'll definitely find a cheaper price for an item. You just go and swap over to a different data center after you check the website that shows you the prices. And then you go there and buy the item that you want. With OCE, you can go and materia OCE, you can go to a different server, a different world within the data center, but that's it. Or you can have someone buy it outside the data center and then travel to your data center and then trade it to you, if it's tradable. Okay, which it has to be if you want to buy it on the on the market board. But anyway, it's a little more complicated. So Yoshi P, let us have totally free data center travel. I don't see why materia is as limited as it is, and why we cannot move from NA to U or JP or vice versa. The only place everyone can meet is it. The other day we talked in one of the Twitch chats of a Australian streamer, Sarah Jane, and I thought, this sounds like Hotel California. You can check out, but you can never leave, right?
Right.
So yeah, that's basically it. That's basically it, and yeah, I really hope that we get a solution to that eventually, if not, hopefully soon. Um, was there anything else I forgot? Oh yes, one more thing. I didn't talk about how I crafted the walls, the the house wall. That is part of the free company workshop. So if you do your free company house, it has to be a free company house. It can't be a personal individual's house. You have additional rooms in the back, a door that's unique to a free company house. If you click on that, you can either, as a free company member, you can buy a room there akin to a apartment that I talked about in the last show.
Right.
Or you can, as a person, regardless of membership in the free company, if the workshop is unlocked, you can enter the workshop, which is what the name suggests. It's a place where you can craft items, and this is where we get to the wall and whatnot. You can make your own stuff that is exclusive to free companies. And that is, you can have, as a free company, you can send out airships and submarines on missions to gather loot. And that can be really, really lucrative. Or have that exclusive submarine or airship loot that you can only get there. Like minions, and I don't know if you can get mounts, but minions I know for a fact, and resources, reagents that you need to craft other stuff that is only available from those missions. And then there is the workstation that you need to craft individual components of said airships and submarines. So you have to craft them first to then combine them into a airship or submarine to then send that off. Or you can craft on that workstation, you can craft the walls, the house walls. And that's what I did in my free company on NA. I crafted the walls there since my NA character could gather all the individual components, reagents, resources that I needed to then feed it to the workstation to then craft the house. And then I had someone help me get it over to OCE. So that's basically how I saved 1 million gil.
That's incredible.
That's just what you have to do if you spend that kind of money. Yeah, and I think that's what I have for this week. Yeah.
So will you be looking to participate in any of the in?
What do you mean?
You said you hadn't done any. No.
Oh yeah, of course I will. Of course I will. I have to, because I need to get to the next. There are things that I need to quote unquote unlock because the next set of custom deliveries, for instance, that's basically a way to level your in this case your battle characters. They are gated behind clearing or finishing the 7.1 patch, and only then can I start to unlock the custom deliveries. No, that's not true. What am I talking about? It's not the bad. It's the crafting and gathering jobs.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the other thing. But yeah, anyway, so the custom deliveries is what I want to unlock eventually. It's not going to take me much longer before I eventually sit down and start doing it. It's maybe 4 or 5 hours. I have no idea since I haven't looked into any of it, since I don't want to get spoiled, obviously.
Right. You want to wait till and you can see it. So you do it and you can.
Yeah. So I basically, I basically go and do that. I can unlock the custom deliveries, and I have to get it done because there's going to be so much happening in patch 7.2 when that comes out in a couple of months, because we get the newest feature, cosmic. I can't remember what it's called. Some completely new feature that we are going to get. I'm really looking forward to it, and I would assume that it's only available after you clear 7.2, so I have to clear 7.1, obviously. Yeah. That's it.
Okay. Good job. Sounds like you're having fun with your with Final Fantasy and all the little events. Let's see, where do I want to start? I guess I'll start with what I've been playing the most and the whole reason why I titled this Unaccompanied Minors. So I've been playing Sail. And just like with any free game anywhere, you're going to find a lot of kids. Did I talk about? No, because I haven't. One of the things I liked about Sail was that you could customize your ships. But the things that you had there's two types of currency in Sail. Now, to be clear, there's two types of sales. There's the one on Meta and there's the one on Steam. And Steam I bought for $12. I think it was on sale. It was regular $19.99. But the one on Meta is free. So I've been playing. I started out on Meta, which when I say Meta, it's a standalone. It's the one you play with just your regular headset. I'm using the Quest 3. But when the one on Steam came available, I jumped for it because anything you use on Steam, which is also what most people call PC VR, the graphics is just so much better because the computer is doing all the heavy lifting that you might not be able to get from the headset. So I dove right in. I started leveling, and I got up to 34, I think. And at the same time, I was waiting for Christmas because I was going to treat myself to some money on Steam to buy the blue coins in sale to buy the cosmetics. So there are two types of coins in sale. There's the yellow coins, which you can earn by killing mobs, doing quests, doing events, and you can gather those really quickly, and you can use those to build your boats and to buy the skulls that start the events. There's different skulls different places around the map where you put these skulls on and events start, which means you have to fight the mobs. And depending on the level, you got the bronze, the silver, and the gold. You get more stuff from once you kill all the mobs, complete the event, then you get a key that opens up the chest. And while you're killing the mobs, you're also getting XP. And that's the biggest way to get XP and to level. The bronze, you have to kill 12 mobs. The silver, you have to kill 25, and the gold you have to kill 50. But the silver and bronze are in several different places around the map. The gold is on one ship, which is really hard because it's almost claustrophobic when you're doing it. You have to be careful because there are places in the ship that have holes that you can get in and you have to jump to get out of. So, and and if you jump too far, you can actually fall off the ship. You can use guns, the pistols, blunderbuss, throwing hatches, but my favorite one are the swords because I feel like it gives me more exercise. You know, while I'm fighting, I'm slicing and flailing my sword at the mobs. And I was working hard on getting the gold coins, but the blue coins are the ones that you use for cosmetics. It's used to buy different outfits. It's used to buy different types of weapons. The skin color. You're just skinning. And it's also used to buy. You have a chest on your equipment. It's something that's on your body that you use to store stuff in, and you can get one to color that. You can get different peg legs, different hats, different facial features. Right now, my pirate has a beard that looks kind of like little locks or ropes or something. It's really cool. But I went ahead and I put some money on my Steam account and I went in to buy. And I pressed buy, and nothing happened. A friend of mine that I play with, she went in and she bought and had no problems. And I realized it was the fact that you cannot buy blue coins on the Steam account. I don't know why. Maybe they figured that they're already getting money from you because you have to pay for the account. I went into the Discord and the only answer I got was no, you cannot buy blue coins on the Steam account. This was really very, very frustrating to me because I wanted. And if you look in the show notes at CtrlAltWow.com, you'll see my first picture is this beautiful purple boat that I was able to purchase on my Meta account, and I call it the Dearly Beloved because it's my Prince theme boat, and I love it. I just wasn't able to get it on my Steam account. And the other thing that was kind of I had stopped playing my Meta account once I got my Steam account, and my Meta tune was only level 2, but I'm now level 37 because once you play, it's easy to level up. And so I spent $20 to get 5,000 coins, and I used 2,000 of the coins to get that skin. But the thing about two things I want to talk about. First of all, they did a great job integrating Meta accounts and Steam accounts. When you log in, you can be in a room, you can be in you're on a map and it's co-op, but you randomly get sent to a specific map and you'll be in with other people. These are the public ones. The advantage to the public ones is that you get more loot when you do anything. You can create a private map, but you'll have less loot, but you'll be safe. So it's almost a give and take. The interesting thing is I can log in to a public server on one account, and then when I log off, if I remember the code, the room code, I can log into that on my Meta account, and the transition is perfectly smooth. There's no deviation. It's the same experience, and I can then play with the same person I was playing with before. So I've done that a few times. Now, why the other thing is when you're on a public account, you're pirates. when you're out on the sea, anyone can come up and attack you. And once you're dead, all your belongings, if they kill you, all your belongings go into a chest. They can pick up the chest, and then they now have all your goods. You still keep the money you have, like any money that you've turned in, you'll still keep that. But anything that you got while you were out of port and didn't sell it once you got into port, you lose. Mm-hmm. It's chaotic, it's silly, but when you're in the heat of the moment and you're fighting, and I've become very good at whipping the boat around to let the people I'm playing with shoot their cannons, and we got really good at that. And while it's, once you get to a certain level, like on my on my Steam account, I have over 200,000 the yellow gold, and like I had 2,000 of the blue coins, which I used to buy a skin, and I'll show that on the next show because I didn't get a screenshot of that. But I love it. Oh wait, I'll put a screenshot in the show notes. It's checkered sails and yellow and black, yellow and white stripes and black stripes that makes it look like a taxi cab. That ship on my Steam account I call the good ship AprilPvd, after the good ship Lollipop from The Wizard of Oz. So so when you're out fighting, if you haven't gone and fought and got, done any of the events and got any belongings, if you do fight and you die, you just lose what you have on you. Maybe if you bought some heals, and you have to go back and repair your ship, but it's only like 200 or 300 gold, so it's not a big deal. But the excitement of possibly winning is really good. There is a bigger boss, and this is the big boss that you have to have these blue skulls. And it's only in one spot that you can activate him, and he goes rampaging over the whole map. And if you do kill him, you get 15,000 gold. But I just like to do it for the excitement. I've got so much gold now that it doesn't really matter. So I was out with a kid. Well, here's the thing. I've vacillated about my feelings of these kids. Some of these kids are really nice and really polite, but some of them are really annoying. Like for one instance, I was playing with a kid, and he's obviously in a room where other people are around and you can hear the noise in the background. That's okay. I guess, sometimes that's annoying. Sometimes you can deal with it. I kind of feel bad because sometimes they have bad experiences with other kids. One kid wanted to play with us because the kids he had been playing with had killed him and took all his stuff. He had nothing. He couldn't even buy potions to heal. So another kid, and like I said, I vacillate. Sometimes I'll go in and the kid will say, "Oh, can I play with you? Can I be on your crew?" And it's very tricky because there are people, and mostly kids, who will get on your ship, say they want to be on your crew, and then once you've gone out and you've gotten a few things, you've done a few events, and you have some money in your chest, they will go to the button on your ship where you join the crew, and they will leave the crew and then kill you and try and take your stuff. But we're pirates. At first I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe they did this." And I was like really taking it personal, but all you have to do is really watch them. And if they go to the ship, they have to go actually to push the button. So you kind of learn to watch them. And try to stop them if they do that. Okay, so that's fine. I've gotten used to it. I've gotten used to some of the being attacked. And at this point, I'm okay with it. It makes the game interesting. If it really gets annoying, I can go to a private server. But one kid wanted to go with me to attack the big boss. And I know this is petty, but we went out, and sometimes they can be bossy. And they'll say, oh, do it this way, do it that way. I'm like, okay, we'll do it your way. And we were chasing the boss. You fire your cannons at him. If you have a rifle, you can shoot him. He's huge. He's gigantic. If he hits your ship, he sets it on fire. So you have to run around and get your bucket out and grab water to put out the fire. And at this particular time, this kid said, drop the anchor, because you can only turn really fast if your anchor is dropped. So I dropped the anchor, and then at the time he told me to drop the anchor, the boss hit us and killed us. And I mean, okay, I've died plenty of times. We get back to the port, and he's back there telling people how he's trying to make it look like I did something wrong and that I was stupid. And at the time, I was really ticked. But, I mean, I don't care if a kid badmouth me. He was just a tattletale. But if you look at the bottom picture in the underneath the sail in the show notes, there was a kid that used the N-word a number of times. And if you look at his ship says N-word killer. And the kid's name is I Like BBC. If you don't know what that means,
I do.
Yeah. And I'm like, why? Does this kid's parents know what they're doing? But in spite of these bad apples, I still enjoy sail. Some of the things I like is just taking my ship out. And I feel like you've seen the videos. It's very pretty. It's very relaxing. The sailing mechanics are, I think it's realistic. It might not be as realistic, but I have to cut the sails. I have to drop the anchor. I have to change the positions of the sails to catch the wind. And, I'm really enjoying it. So, but one of the things that happened with playing sail so much was that I got drift on my controller. I don't know what the equivalent, I guess it would be if you had your mouse stuck for flat screen games. But one of my left controller would not keep me still. It would all of a sudden, I would be drifting off in the game, and I could hear I would be moving away from where I was standing. I couldn't just stand still. In the past, I have tried to clean it using alcohol. You can use just rubbing alcohol, because it will it's usually because there's debris down in where the joystick ball meets. And of course, at some points, sometimes, especially with my Quest 2, I had to get a replacement a couple of times. So this kept happening with me. And I did try using this contact, and I put a picture in the show notes, this contact cleaner. It's electrical, industrial strength, cleans out residue, and it's supposed to be good for plastic parts. I done it once, and it didn't help. And then I went ahead and I ordered another controller, a left controller. It was $80. And then I tried again, but I used a little bit extra of the contact cleaner, and it worked. So now I have an extra controller just in case something happens. The other things I've been doing, I went into Zenith and I did an event. I put some screenshots in the show notes. It's one of the events for cosmetics. A few people showed up. One of the pictures, if you look at the middle picture on the right hand side, I just noticed that when you go to grab loot, the loot box that you grab in the game. It looks like a Borg cube. And of course, I have been playing Medieval Dynasty. Well, actually, I had stopped. After December 22nd, I think was the last time I played, I was getting too much lag. And then the group that runs the game, they went on vacation for 2 weeks. And so I submitted my saved file, which is something you can do if you can connect your headset to a computer. And they finally got back to me after the first of the year. They looked at the file that I sent them and they cleaned it up, and I was able to play again. And I'll put some screenshots in the show notes of I've just been having a ball. I'm working on making a new village in my settlement. I'm putting in a lot of houses, so I have to chop a lot of wood, gather a lot of resources. I've been doing my farming. I've just been having a lot of fun in Medieval Dynasty. And I'm really excited because they're coming up with an update where you'll be able, right now, if they have co-op, so you could have people join you. But in order for someone to join, they have to have your current active room code, it's called, which you either have to share, by texting them or messaging them on the Meta headset. They have done a really good job of setting up room codes, place to put room codes on their Discord. But it's kind of it's an extra step. Well, they're doing an update that's supposed to be coming up over the next week or so, where you will be able to just set your room to joinable, and anyone wanting to join will have a list that you can pick from, and then you can join. I think Mini Golf does it. I remember we used to be able to do that with Quake back in the day. You would be able to join. You could just tick a box on your hosting setup, and it would become visible to other people, and they could join. So I'm looking forward to that because that'll be an interesting way. And I'm also thinking about doing things like having trivia contest or building contest. And of course, the other thing I've been doing is exercising, and I've gotten I've been doing 31 weeks straight of my 3 times a week exercising. I've been doing the elliptical, the boxing, and of course the weightlifting on light sport. Yes, but the biggest impact I've had is HoloFit, which is the one that I use with my elliptical, and it as I'm using the elliptical, which is like the little step things, I'm moving through these maps, and they, every so often, they get me to exercise more because they have these challenges where you can earn vehicles. This particular one, there were 2 vehicles for Christmas, and one of them has a little reindeer that comes out every once in a while you're working. In order to earn the vehicles, you had to go through each of the 17 maps, and one of them was going under the arches and collecting the arches, and the other one was going and collecting all the penguins, which meant that I ended up staying in the maps. Usually I do 20 minutes. I ended up doing like up to 50 minutes one day, and I got all the arches and all the penguins, and I got the 2 vehicles. I'll put the screenshots in the show notes. The other thing I wanted to talk about was something called Soapbox. And if you look at the picture under Soapbox in the show notes, you'll see this person in red is in my living room. It's a performer. Yeah. So Soapbox has a bunch of different performers. None of them that I recognize because they're all like newer performers. Some of the performers, and this person was free, and she was singing. She was pretty good, and dancing around my apartment. stepped on Maja a couple of times, which you can see her in the show notes. But it's really once they get a few mainstreams, and I think it's going to be a wave of the future. You can have a performer in your living room. And she's dancing, she's performing. It's really up close and personal, and it's they're doing a really good job on it. And now I'm going to close out with my latest find. It's called Legendary Tales, and it's a PC VR RPG game. It's as close as I've gotten to World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy in VR. If you can see it I just put a couple of the screenshots, and you can see that I have a quest. I have to kill these corrupted peasants, and I've done 2 of 11 that I have to do. And you can see that I overlapped me in real life fighting as I'm hitting this particular mob, and it's so realistic. The graphics itself are beautiful. Look at that skeleton, and look at the weapon he's yielding. And I'm gonna put some more screenshots of the total atmosphere of this. Again, it's PC VR, so you do need a computer to play this, because when you do PC VR, the computer's doing the heavy lifting.
Is it Steam?
It's Steam, and it's beautiful. I'm having a blast, and I'm feeling it. I haven't gotten all the mechanics down yet, but you do have to put points in different areas: wisdom, intelligence, strength. And I've gotten up to level 3 already, and I'm really loving this. It is I'm playing this solo right now, but it is co-op, so I'm going to be looking for it. If anybody's listening and they have Legendary Tales, let me know. I'd love to play with you. The only thing and it's not even that rough to take. The biggest caveat about this game is it's $53.
Oh, okay.
But it was on sale for $33, which was perfect for me, because remember I had put some money into my Steam account to buy the blue coins on sale. So I had this money left over. I think I bought one game for $5. So I used some of that money, and so I ended up not spending as much as I would have. And it's now on sale. I'll put a link in the show notes to the sale, but I would, if you have PC VR and a headset, I would definitely recommend this game. I'm going to even put out a YouTube video about it over the next few days. And it's really exciting. I feel like right now I'm just using a blade, but it does have archery, and I haven't seen it, and it has wands, so you can be a different characters, different things, and it looks exciting. And that's been my week. I'm really excited about learning more about this particular video game.
Very nice.
Yeah. So, I'm glad you're having fun with your building. I'm having fun in VR. I like the fact that we can talk about both ways of playing video games, because, video games is life.
Yeah. I'm absolutely fascinated about this person in your living room. The tech, it's
yes,
really something totally different.
It is, and I'll put a few more screenshots of this. There was an acoustic band playing, and as you can look, it's really, really incredible, and I really love it. And so it's going to be the wave of the future. We'll have glasses that will be able to do this, and we won't need a whole heavy headset. We'll be able to just...
Did you hear about the new, or the other way? Let
the
me
Ray
start
Bans?
in another way. No, I watched a YouTube video last week, the week before, about Google's new VR headset.
Oh, yeah, Orion.
I can't remember what its name is, but yeah, there's apparently they've come up with something, and because they have because Android is theirs.
Right. Oh, Google. Right. Yeah.
Google, yeah.
Yeah.
And they never allowed for the Play Store to be on your headset. They basically, people say that that's going to be a deal breaker. That is going to open Google up to get a decent market share because of the Android accessibility to VR versus the what's it called? What's yours called? Oculus.
Oculus, right? Meta.
Yeah,
Meta.
yeah, yeah. Meta. They it doesn't have as many games or the base versus the amount of games that are playable on or via Android.
Right. It'll be even more.
Yeah. So there is that VR is going to be inevitably, regardless of how much more, it's going to be more common whenever that device is launched properly.
Right. And while it may be VR, it could also be AR, which is augmented reality.
Yeah.
Which is
yes.
Yeah, less
Absolutely.
immersive, but it adds to the reality around you. So it's going to be exciting. There's a lot going on in the next few years.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, thanks for joining me. You can find us on of course, on any podcasting. We're also on. We have the show notes are at CtrlAltWow.com, and you can write us at CtrlAltWow, CtrlAltWow@gmail.com. And we should be getting together in another 2 weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And,
Yep.
Yep. So thanks for listening. This is AprilPvd.
And this has been Grand Nagus, Rule of Acquisition number 19. Satisfaction is not.
Till next time, agents.
Bye, guys.
See ya. Later. You headed out?
Come back again soon. Don't be a stranger, dear. Visit again soon.
The Dunes bury all,